Hello people of the world. Okay, in this video we're going to go through and we're going to texture this pickaxe in Substance Painter. I've got two versions of it. One is got one material on it and the other has two materials on it, and I'm going to use this material to create my mask. So I can drop materials on this one, this single material version. Easy, basically. It's just giving me that option. So I've exported these. Let's get started in Substance Painter. Okay, so here we are in Substance. Let's bring in the one material axe and use the sub material axe as our mask ID. So we want to go new, leave it on Unity 5, that's fine, because that's what I'm using it for eventually. This object is for a project that I've got going on in Unity 5. So 2048, yep. So we select our mesh, pickaxe one material there, open, boink. Okay, and I'm going to leave everything else as it is. I'm not going to import the multi-sub pickaxe at this stage. I'll do it when we bake down our texture set. So just click OK, and there it is. That's our pickaxe, and it's got one material. You can see that over here on our texture set list. Pickaxe one matte, that's what I called it. So we want a nice wooden handle here, all grubby and dirty, and a nice rusty steel head on there. And what we're going to do is we're going to play with some materials I just downloaded from Substance Source as well. So Substance Source is becoming pretty cool, and lots of new stuff being added all the time, so worth checking out if you haven't done so already. And that's that button right there. Just click that like so, and it'll open up a window like this. And tons of substances there that you can download for free if you have a version of Substance. I think I'm not sure of the conditions of access, but I pay a monthly subscription for my Substance Painter, so I get access to this, and it's so worth it, believe me. Okay, so shut that down, and now we come over here to our, I didn't do a high res version of this. Some objects I don't think it's worth it. For this it's wood and it's metal, and Substance Painter does a fine job of letting you paint directly onto the normals and add as many materials as you like, layer it all up, and it looks fantastic. You don't really need, for something like this, you don't need a sculpt. You just don't need to sculpt it. Hopefully you'll see that by the end, and it will look pretty cool. So let's bake down our texture set over here. So it's 2048. I always like to add an ambient occlusion, because sometimes I use it and I double it up if I want extra sort of shadows in the corners of things and stuff. I'll use the ambient occlusion to multiply the shadows basically in the creases and in the corners of the object. So let's click plus, add our ambient occlusion there. Let's just lift that up. So now you can see I've added that down there. Now we go to multiply, bake texture, and here is where we add our other mesh. So we go and find our other mesh, pickaxe multi-sub, click open. So we've got that in there. If we click on our ID and you want to change this to, now we can either use material color, because I've actually made the materials two different colors. I've made a grey for the head, and I've made a brown for the handle, or you can do mesh ID. Just do material color and see how that works. So that's that. Everything else I'm just going to leave the same. So we're going to bake pickaxe. We're going to bake these textures. Here we go. Let it do its thing, and there we go. You can't really tell the difference at the start, to start with. but it has baked them, and you can see them all down here. You can see, let's have a look at this. It's very dark, but you can see the blue is the metal hit part, and the black, or the dark, is really dark brown, is the handle and the wooden parts. And that's fine. That's all I need, because you know, when I want to select the head, I can just select that color blue, and when I want to select the wood, I can just select the dark part, and it should just work. So let me just have a look on our, yeah, there it is, all baked down. So that's cool. Okay, back to 3D. Here we go. Right, so I'm going to start with the wood on the handle. Let's delete this layer here. I always start by deleting the layer, don't need it. And I've already been to substance source, and I've brought down some various woods, and I'm just going to try out some different wood materials on the handle, just to see how we get on. I've got a walnut one here. No, that's not good. I downloaded this old knotty. Let's try that. Let's put that on there, and you can see straight away it covers the whole thing, which is not great. I want to change that to try plain off to start with, and you can see that's not great. First of all, let's create a mask. Add a black mask, and now we want to add, use our ID that we baked to select the handle. So we just add a color selection here, and we come down here and we pick a color, and there you can see we've got the two different colors here, and I can select that, and now you can see that my wood is only on the handle and not on the metal. It's very cool, and just a very quick way of doing it. It doesn't take long to set up. I use 3D Studio Max obviously to set that up, and it was quite straightforward to do that. So now we can just have a play with the rotation of that. Let's just turn that 90 degrees. Yeah, it's too much. I don't like it, to be perfectly fair. Not the right sort of material for that. Okay, so let's try a different one. Okay, got this wood rough down here. Let's have a look at that. Let's put that. Oh, that looks better. Yeah. Okay, let's just. I see the normals don't look like they're showing up here. Okay, so let's just copy this mask. Let's create a new black mask there, and paste into mask here. Bink. And now just turn that one off. Oh, that's better. Yeah, that looks a lot better, apart from it not being the right way. So let's just make that triplanar for starters. Let's turn it 90 degrees. Like that. Much better. That's the one I'm going to use for this handle. Yeah, I like that. Normals don't look like they're coming through though, to be honest, very well. Sorry, I keep banging my head on the microphone. The normals don't look like they're coming through that well. I'm not quite sure why that is. Has it got normals on it? So this is from substance source. Okay, let's just get rid of that one, just in case it's having an influence. It's not. Okay, so there's no normal. Okay, normal was switched off. For some weird reason, the normal was switched off on the material. So I'll just switch it on, and straight away you can see it's got, comes out much better. Yes, that looks pretty cool. Now what I might do, it looks like it's stretched somewhat. So I might have a play. Let's just try doing this. have a play with these to see if I can make it a bit more convincing. Now let's try. See, these are locked. Let's unlock that. Let's just try 3 on that. Yeah, I think 2. See that knot there doesn't look round. I like it to look round. So let's just put that back on 1. You know, to be fair, you're not going to get that close to it, really. So that's cool. I'm going to leave it like that. What I'm going to do is work into the handle a bit, make it a bit grubbier. So we'll add some more layers to that. As a base, that's perfect. That looks really good. Okay, so let's add the base for the metal. Now I downloaded some metals as well, just to experiment with. I'm sure one of them will work. The one I normally use is steel rough. Again, we need to add a black mask. And again, let's add a color selection on that. Let's use the color selection to pick the metal, so it just shows up on there. No, that's not good. Okay, so we need to add, let's try the steel rust one here. Let's copy, let's add a black mask. Let's copy this into there. Copy mask, paste into mask like that. Apart from, you know, that's not bad. It just looks a bit clean now, and we're going to really make that dirty, basically. We're going to really scratch it up and grime it up, because it should be used a lot. Yeah, that's better. Let's just get rid of this steel, because I didn't like that. So let's just remove the layer, because in case it's having an impact on it, which I think it was. Right, and then we can go in and we can change this up a little bit. Again, the normal's not switched on. Wonder why that's happening. Okay, so let's make this triplanar. There you go, that's better. Turn on the ambient occlusion. Let's turn it off there and just turn it on there. So you got to be careful if you're exporting this to a package like Unity or Unreal. You know, look what the AL does. You just got to make sure you're seeing what you're going to get, basically. So switching that on really darkens it, and I'm not sure if that'll take it through to the material or what. So you know, you just need to be careful about that, basically. Yeah, let's have a look at this rust on here. That's wood, metal. Okay. Metal roughness. See, that sort of takes the shine out of it. Let's just bring that back in again a bit more. There we go. Yeah, we'll look at that after. We can get rid of that and see why it's doing it. We'll paint to that afterwards. Not sure why it's doing that, because it looks like it's bleeding over. It probably is. Let's have a look. If we get our brush, I think, let's just add a layer in there. Let's make this red so we can really see it. Yeah, okay, you can see that's the affected area there. You can see that that black line for some reason has been baked into there. And we need to paint that out, so we'll have to look at that because that looks ugly. Although you can't see these spiky things underneath, these bits here, because they're underneath the metal, but it's bleeding down through here. You know, it's bleeding along here in onto our wood, and we don't want that. Okay, let's turn it back to 3D. Let's continue on our metal here. I still think that's a bit too shiny, so let's just take that up a little bit. There we go. We can add some dirt contrasting here. Let's bring that down. Rust intensity, yeah, I like a bit of rust. Do you want, it's an outdoor object. It would be quite rusty. It lives outdoors. That's much better. Yep, I like that. It's an amazing package just to create something like this so quick. Dirt, oh, yeah, we did that. Dirt intensity. So no, we don't want to do that. A lot of these things are about trial and error, and you know, it's just seeing what works for your project, basically. So more surface inflections, and that's dense. See, that looks pretty cool. Things like that, you know. We'll add some more of these dents and scratches in a moment. We're going to add some, you know, if it's as if it's been really hacked away at and chopped, used for chopping up dirt. You know, it's been hacking at stone, so we'll add a lot more, put a lot more dirt around the top here. Okay, so there's plenty to do. Let's just move on. Colour. Doesn't add much to it. I can change the colour of the metal perhaps, but no, I don't really want to do that. Let's put that back how it was. There we go. That's fine. Okay, so there's our base. Lots of people would just leave it at that, but I can see lots of details that need to go in, and the details we're going to add are things like dirt on handles where it's been gripped, you know, dirt around where the metal joins the wood, because you would get a lot of dirt around there, collecting dirt around the tops, certainly because it would have been used to be, you know, as a prop for people to lean on, and that would have been pushed into the ground. And you want to make this appear like it's coming through a hole and not just sliding through geometry, which is what it looks like at the moment. Okay, so next up I'm going to add some scratches and dirt and things to the metal, so it looks like it's been used. I'm going to use this layer that we've already got. In fact, actually, let's just delete that and create a new one so you know where we're at. So we just go to add. I'm just going to add a normal layer. It's not a fill layer, a standard layer, and I'm going to use color, switch on height and normal. Let's just see, it gives me that. If I switch off color, it just gives me that. That's what we want. Yeah, that's cool. If I come this way, if I go that way, I can add. So can you see what I did there? On our height material here, I can increase the level of it. That gives me height, obviously. makes it look bumpy. If I do that, if I bring it down this way, it makes it look indented, which is pretty cool. So we're going to use this to make scratches and dents and things on our metal. So go to our brushes. Let's have a look what brushes we've got here. I'm sorry if I keep making noises. I keep banging the microphone with my glasses here, so I'll try and not do that anymore. Okay, so we can use dirt. Let's try that. Oh, that's pretty cool. So do that. We can have a bit of this, I think. It's probably a bit too much. You've got to be careful you don't overdo it, because it can look a bit ridiculous if you do it too much. Okay, it's going onto our wood as well, so what we need to do is copy our steel mask, copy mask, and we need to create a black mask in here, add a black mask and paste into there, dunk, like that. So now it shouldn't affect what we're doing with this. There you go, that's better. Okay, so let's just now to change your brush, just hold down Control and slide your mouse left and right. If you want to intensify it, just move it up and down while holding Control. So there you go. That's just way too much. Sounds pretty cool. Now, there'll be a lot of damage around the head, I think, just because of what it is. It's a hammer, and well, it's a pickaxe site, and it would have lots of dents on it. That looks cool. Now, this would definitely get lots of dents. What I'm going to do here actually is see if I can scratch this. Let's have a look at that. Okay, let's go this side. Probably a bit too intense. So you can always take the. So what you want to do is, I think, is add a few light ones. Just sweep across like this. It's obviously hard. It's a tool that has clearly been working very hard. Yeah, now you want something a bit heavier, just give it some real good dents. Yeah, that's quite cool. Just to rough it up a bit of sandpaper. Just break up those more obvious scratches. Yeah, I like that. I know it's not the bigger dents, but they're coming now. It's just, yeah, just don't ignore the underside as well. You can always change the light so you can see it a bit better. There you go. Okay, so let's. Yeah, that's cool. Let's get dirt. Let's just try it. Yeah, okay. Let's just take this down size-wise. Make it a bit more intense. Take it down. Yeah. Okay. So we want something like this. On the end. Different sizes. as if it's been really working hard, you know, chopping at the soil like it does. It's been hacked and scratched by stones and dirt. Different sizes. There we go. Do you like my sound effects? I hope so. Let's just take this down. So we can make it really strong. Have one really strong one. No, that's too much. Okay, that's cool. I'll add some dirt to it in a sec, but I think that'll do for now. There. Just hack away at the edges a bit, make it a bit more. In fact, not there. Just turn my light around so I can see. Okay, let's hack. What I'll do is I'll put this bit on fast forward and you can just watch me do this, otherwise it's a bit boring just watching somebody paint. So here you can see me using the eraser tool. I just felt like there was too many scratches. It started to look a bit ridiculous, as I said it would if you do too much. So I'm just sort of taking it back, taking some away, which is a really good thing to do if it looks bad. No, I think that's cool. That'll do for the scratches for now. On both sides. Looks pretty used. Okay, so next up I'm going to add another layer and I'm going to start painting the dirt around the top here. So and for this I'm probably not going to use any mask because I want it to spread all over, so let's just add another layer here. Let's turn on my colour. It's not showing up. Why is that not showing up? Okay, I've got to save it. Look, if you look at this, I've created a new layer here, and it's just a standard layer. Let me just delete it again. Let's see if it does it again. So I'll just create a new layer, boom, and it's not giving me my material down here, even though they're all switched on. They're just not showing up. That's a bug that keeps happening to me, and I don't know why. So a logarithmic, if you're watching this, here's a bug for you. So what I have to do is save it. Let's go and save it. So I've saved it, now I have to load it in again. Pickaxe. And then you'll see it's appeared. They appear. See? I don't know why that is. That's a bug. So if you ever get that, if none of your material elements are showing up, just save it and then load it back in again and it kind of appears, so it's a little bit weird. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so okay, so dirt layer. I'm not going to paint my metal, although there is a bit of metal there, but this is just dirt going onto the metal, so it's not metal. Let's just put a height on. I'll have a very subtle amount of height. Roughness. Yeah, I don't want it shiny, that's for sure. Let's make it a dirt colour. Let's just paint the top so I can get that kind of right. Okay, I don't want it shiny. Okay, I want it a bit dull, a bit, you know, don't want it too. Let's get let's change brush to dirt. Let's put some dirt on there. Okay, let's add a bit of bump. Let's go. Let's try. Yeah, you only want to make sure it's very subtle, because otherwise it starts to look really messy. Can you see that there? So bring it down. It's just very faint. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so I'm going to make this darker, I think. Let's bring my brush down and make my brush a bit stronger. What's that looking like? Yeah, that's looking good. Let's just make it let's just try and see what it looks like a bit. You know, if you've got wet mud, for example, it might, you know, you might want to make it shiny. But if you haven't, it's a nice contrast against the shiny metal as well. So let's just increase the height a little bit more. What I'll probably do is I'll put this on fast forward, because all I'm going to do now is paint some dirt up around the top here. So you can watch me do that using this layer here. I'm going to actually rename this dirt head for the top. Well, it's just, yeah. Okay, so that's my that's enough dirt up around the head for now. Yeah, I think it looks pretty well used. A tool that's been used a lot, in fact, which is exactly what I need. So now I'm going to try and just put a little dark edge in around here, just to make it look as though it doesn't look too bad actually, but I think we can make that look a bit better in terms of it not looking too geometry, and it will disguise these edges a little bit more. So all I'm going to do with that is add another layer. I've got this dirt layer there, which is I just used to paint on there. So if we add another layer here. Okay, there you go. I just sort of start painting it by hand. It looks a lot better. And you can kind of see, compared to this side around here, let's just turn the light around. You can see the polygonal edges, and it's quite sharp, abrupt edge. and it does look polygonal, like it's gone through. If you compare it to this side, it needs more work, but it, you know, at a glance, if you're just looking at it, it looks like it's coming up through a hole, and that's exactly what you're trying to achieve here. So I'll carry on doing this and put it on fast forward and come back when I'm done. Okay, so that's better. That's done that. Okay, so next, all I'm going to do to it now is add a bit of grime on the handle down here, and I think that'll do. That's what I'm going to leave it at. That's looks a bit darker in there. See that? No. Yeah, so you just got to be careful you don't overdo things. That just looks a bit too dark around there. Just take the strength of that down. Just take some of that back out. Not too much in there. There we go. Much better. Good looking pickaxe. Okay, so it would be held. Let's have a quick look on the internet. So you can see here lots of lovely images on Google of people holding pickaxes. And this one here, he's holding it right on the end. That's probably more like it, this one here. So it's one on the end and sort of halfway up, and that's what we'll go for. Okay, so let's do that. So around here and sort of around there, we're going to make it dirty. So we'll go back onto our dirt layer there, and we're just going to paint some more dirt. I'm going to actually take a bit of that out because it looks a bit too contrived. So, yeah. Just to thin it up slightly. So I'm using my eraser now just to take some of that out. Yeah, that's a bit better. Let's go around this side. Bring my light around. There we go. Save that. That's it. Pickaxe done. I hope you enjoyed that, and I'm preparing more. Got a little announcement coming soon as well, so subscribe if you want to be involved in that, and follow more tutorials, and I'll see you next time.